Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing from nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Ha! Let's start the show. Hey,
What's up?
hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And how's it going, Internet? I'm your other co-host, Seth Nacho. Welcome to this recording that is during inclement weather. So you hear a little bit of rain pitter-patter. That's just atmosphere.
Yeah, and hey, if you leave a comment and say, that's nice, we'll make it happen every week.
I will go outside and make a constant piss stream so that we will have the rain sound effect. No.
Somebody help me budget my podcast. Recording equipment, $0. Staffing costs, $0. People pissing outside of my door, $2,000 a week. Snacks and nicotine pouches, $20 a week. Somebody who's good at budget, help me. I can't see anywhere I can save all this. Maybe stop paying and piss. Fuck you.
What am I? What do I look like? Some kind of guy that's not gonna pay a dude to piss outside my... No. Dude, actually though, we just get one of those white noise machines. That's all we have to get.
Right.
That's literally it.
We don't even have to get anything, just any device that plays sound and throw up the 12-hour YouTube sleep compilation.
Me just sleeping during the podcast. Nacho, wake up!
Nah, I can only fall asleep to Family Guy these days.
It's so true. I like a little American Dad. Switch up.
Yeah, well, it's hard, like, when you're doing it the way I do it, and it's like how weed isn't good anymore because it's legal, the secret ingredient, crime. So Family Guy and all these other shows, they only hit when you're watching the pirated YouTube, like 8 to 16 hour videos.
Oh my god!
Now, the Family Guy community...
When you said the weed thing about the crime, that just made me think about sprinkling a little bit of crack on it. Like, we can sprinkle a little bit of crack on it. Now I can smoke this.
You gotta put the dust on, brother.
Yeah, a little PCP on top of my... But yeah, I want to die. Let's go.
Hell yeah. The communities for these shows, though, right?
Yeah.
The Family Guy community, it comes and goes. We'll have like a 2 to 4 week period where it'll be up and people will be uploading it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like 24-hour live streams of just Family Guy episodes playing on YouTube sometimes.
And then ABC, Disney, they'll go ham on copyright strikes for a while, then a new crop will pop up. The American Dad people, they don't get taken down as much, but they never put up new episodes. So it's like the same mid-series chunk of episodes in a slightly rotated order. It's been that way for like 4 months. Everybody's given up on hope that there will be a new American Dad on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
So,
Not the place you should be looking for American Dad.
I mean, you've seen the prices these streamers is charging?
Yeah.
They want $12.99 a month for Hulu with ads.
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu.
With ads, brother.
Yeah.
Fuck no, dude. Hell no.
Not getting paid for doing work? Hell no. But getting banana bread at work, dude? Sorry.
Quick pause before we get too much further. YouTube family, if you are just joining us just now, like you do, that means that you should probably go down to the description as well and at least check in on the Spotify exclusive premium content. This week, pretty badass.
Yeah, honestly, I was confused about the timeline when you first said the thing you said about
Hannah Dunstan.
The exclusive the Spotify exclusive premium content. But my joke was going to be that shouldn't Betsy Ross have been the first, but turns out no, she came later. So
this isn't a chronological thing. I'm going to discuss.
No, yours isn't chronological. I'm talking about whoever got the first statue. I was like, probably Betsy Ross, but then I was like, oh, that makes more sense because this girl was older. Anyway, go back on Spotify, links in the description, go check that out.
If you don't listen to it, you're a misogynist.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind, but Seth really hates that.
Yeah. I'm a big hater of misogyny.
And if you upset him, you upset me.
Yeah, and like, that's why I haven't gone to the masseuse in years. Because I hate misogyny.
But if you're playing that angle, that's getting married to a masseuse is misogyny.
Okay. I like that. I like where your head's at. Like, my shoulders have been sore for decades. Okay, well, good times, good wordplay. I gotta go back and hang out my biker polycule later. Let's talk about some inquisitive sort of notions.
Oh, a question.
If you understand what I'm putting something down so that you can pick it up.
If you throw it, I'll catch it.
Are you sniffing what I stepped in?
Fuck no.
Damn.
My nose is clogged. I am sick this week. Thank you.
I am dead inside. Okay, so here's my question for you. This is actually a really good question for you. Because everyone on this podcast, and everyone who listens to this podcast, if you've been a long-time listener, everyone knows Doug loves history.
This is true.
Everyone knows that Doug loves history. So, my question for you today, Doug. I feel like in a lot of history classes, especially in these United States, but I mean, because that's kind of where we're kind of based in, but I mean all over the world, there's history that's left out. And it's not necessarily because they don't want you to know about it. Sometimes it's just left out because there's not enough time, right? Like, there's only so much time in a school year.
Also, kids are dumb, and you're not going to remember it anyway.
And like those cool little things, So my question for you is, what is a piece of history that you think is overlooked but should be taught?
Okay. Before we get too far into that, I like that your question had so much of it. It was almost historical itself, It had such a preamble to it. Kind of like the Constitution.
Yeah, we the people.
A big part of American history. So thank you for framing it that way. Framers of the Constitution, another part of history.
What is happening right now?
Dude, history. We're living it. We're living it, Jerry.
We really are, though. Did you just George me? But geez, George, I haven't thought about what. I'm more worried about what Dolores has to say. Yeah. I gotta go talk to my high school girlfriend, George.
I mean, if we're having to cast the two of us as them, that's definitely the way that goes down.
You're Kramer, actually.
Brother, there's not enough people in. That's not part of the hypothetical.
You're gonna have a crash out and say.
Dude, that's not Kramer. That's Michael Richards.
Well, it's Kramer in South Park when Randy has to go meet the people that have said the famous people that have said the word.
Yeah, Michael Richards, the actor who played Kramer. Yeah. Kramer is free of the N-word allegations entirely. Okay,
he's a fictional character in a made-up universe.
Also, Kramer probably has the past. Kramer probably has hella black girlfriends. Kramer probably has to say, "Oh,
what the fuck is
Kramer
saying?
Probably has to tell his friends, "Oh, I have white friends." Like, you know?
Can't say that, dude. You can't say son George. You can't say that.
Anyway, but Michael Richards. I mean, also, how much longer are we going to drag his name through the mud?
How much longer are we going to wait for you to answer this question?
I don't know, man. Like,
how long are we going to drag his name through the mud? I mean, as long as have you seen the clip?
Yeah, it's crazy. In terms of, I guess I'm just trying to narrow down the scope of what I want to address here. I honestly think that more could be done to discuss like how pivotal labor was politically in post-industrial America. Just like pretty much the status quo for working life that we had at this point was entirely off the backs of like coal mining unions, and just the decades of struggle that those workers went through to get standards like a 40-hour work week, to get standards like actually being paid real money instead of company script. and having to. I mean, there's that one blues song, that blues hymnal practically about selling your soul to the company store. Like you have to live in company housing and buy the goods from the company, and the money, and the company essentially paid you in coupons, like
vouchers. Yeah.
Like so, I think it doesn't get really.
Yeah, I feel like that's not taught as much.
No.
Taught as rigorously maybe as it should be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we do learn about that a little bit, like unions and stuff. We learn about that in school, but maybe not enough.
It's just kind of brought up to compare and contrast with they get the captains of industry that get sort of. They also get fucking washed over as well. Like calling them robber barons doesn't exactly begin to encompass anything, but that's the buzzword that everyone's going to remember from their high school history class, right?
The what?
Robber barons.
I don't remember that name. But I know you're talking about. You're talking about like Rockefeller and shit like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, DuPont, fucking.
Was it Carnegie?
Carnegie was one of them.
Yeah, like all the big time monopoly holders.
So.
That we had to break up with antitrust laws. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like more could be done to educate and like emphasize that era in general, because it's the timeline for an American history education in this country is you're going to be told a lot about the revolution, whether you retain it or not, and that's important, that's foundational, that's fine. Then it's kind of like, oh yeah, there was 20-something presidents, or 17, or however many it was till Lincoln. Then you get...
Lincoln was 16.
There you go, see? That's how well, I can't pull it out of the top of my head. Anyway, some guy pulled it out of the top of Lincoln's head, I'll tell you what. I digress. No, he actually got shot in his chest.
It's really a top hat? What?
I was making a joke about his head getting blown off.
Oh god, dude.
It's
Whoa,
not a big
bro.
deal.
Bro.
But yeah, it's like a revolution, Civil War, World War II. And then you don't learn anything after
Just
that.
skip over all the other stuff? Oh my god.
That's kind of how it goes.
I feel like you learned about the Pony Express, you know?
Yeah, that's a one-sentence kind of thing, brother.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, more of it in general, instead of having to learn about, because it's multiple years, the same thing over and over again, and it gets really old. I see why a lot of kids tune out to history classes, because like, how many times are you going to have to teach me about fucking John Henry? How many times are you going to teach me about James Madison? When you don't even realize how cool it is. Like, he was fucking anon posting in the press.
Okay, James Madison. What president was he?
Wasn't he 3? Then he had to have been 4.
He was 4. 3 was Thomas Jefferson. You should know that.
Yeah. And then Adams was 2nd.
Yeah, John Adams. Yeah. Anyway, so I was doing this the other day as a quiz to like high schoolers. I was like asking them, "Do you know who the 5th president was?" And none of them could name it. Only a couple of them could name the 1st president.
That's tough.
That is tough. Anyway, my piece of history that is excluded, but it's not excluded, but it's not talked about a lot, is actually how the Allies tried to stop the Bolshevik revolution. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, so there's an era in history, World War One, right before America joined the war, Russia got out of the war. They're like, we can't do this because Vladimir Lenin didn't want to, I guess, them to be involved in the war while they had a revolution going on. And a lot of their territory got taken in that time, Russia's territory. And then the Allies tried to come in and help the white revolutionaries, which were the people that opposed communism. And then there was the Reds, that were just the Bolsheviks. And then the whites like turned tail and like went to the Reds. And a lot of the Allies. So who sent the most troops? Who do you think sent the most troops out of the Allies? Of World War One.
America. It's always America.
It was not.
Don't tell me it was France.
No.
God, was it Britain?
It was Japan. Japan sent like 70,000 soldiers.
Holy shit.
Something like that. I remember I was watching this. I might be a little wrong, but something like that. I think China sent soldiers too, which is, China was against us in World War One, so that's kind of weird. Anyway, we could have nipped socialism in the bud.
Whoa, dude.
We could have.
You can't be talking about sending Japanese soldiers to the front and then using that kind of language.
Nipped.
You can't.
Socialism
Stop,
in the
dude.
bud?
Stop.
Like nip it in the bud? That's a Barney quote from freaking
Barney
Griffith
was,
Show.
Barney was not.
The Andy Griffith Show. That's a Barney quote.
So,
Nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud.
Chill, dude. Chill. That is not an appropriate way to talk about Japanese people.
I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, I'll play the tape back.
I didn't do it. I was talking about socialism.
Oh, I'm gonna say something really bad about the Japanese. It's not true.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of, this is the real zone. I really hate Asians. You remember that?
No.
You know, that's an old picnic face sketch. It's really funny. Terrible, but funny. Anyway, no, but that we could have stopped it there, but we gave up. The allies just were like, yeah, fuck it. Like,
And that's totally had no consequences for anybody.
yeah, but that brings me to another point. I saw this video that was made by a socialist being pro-socialist. So let me just, I want to bounce this off of you a little bit. I want to see what you're feeling about it.
Okay.
So socialism never works, right?
Well, it works a lot. We live in a socialist country right now. We're trying to change that, of course.
I don't think so, but okay.
Yeah, socialism is when the government pays for everything.
Disagree. I mean, partially.
Yeah.
Handouts for the poor is part of socialism, but
It hasn't ruined Canada yet.
but
It hasn't ruined any of the Nordic
I
countries.
think socialism is when you privatize the industry, right?
That seems like the opposite of what I understand it to be.
Like Venezuela privatized their oil industry, that made them socialist. Like the government owned the oil industry.
Well, that's not privatized. If the government owns
Sorry,
it,
not
it's
privatized. Not privatized. Sorry, the state owns the stuff. Is like what? Sorry, I got my words mixed up, bro.
It's okay.
Socialism is when the government controls the industry, basically. Look at China. Case in point. Anyway, the guy was saying that socialism never has had a chance to work. Basically, is what he was saying.
Golly.
Because the United States constantly shoots it down, apparently. You know, because the United States fought it everywhere.
Well, the United States has never gone and fought socialism. We always go and fight communism.
Right, well...
Which we should, because it's really bad. But, I don't know, it's kind of...
That's basically what he was saying, though.
It sounds
Socialism instead of communism.
Yeah, he's just running back the communism... He's running back the real communism playbook, which...
But, I mean, he kind of had a point that the United States doesn't let it fly in the first place, so you can't ever try it to begin with.
Yeah. Basically, you're not allowed to do it outright and expect the U.S. to let you get away with it. You have to do it in the ways that we approve, which the way the U.S. does it, for example, right? Which today, and this kind of ties into the current events of getting rid of USAID, USAID, like all these benefit programs that are being fraudulent, essentially. That's government money, taxpayer money, or money that the Fed infinitely prints, thereby creating inflation and artificially raising our debt.
It's okay, we got bonds.
Yeah, I get fucking something. We got something. They have some reason that they can fucking pretend that like what they're doing is okay. But so they're doing all of this socialism while also at the same time having a free market to point at and focus on that everyone else can participate in and engage with that way.
Right.
The Nordic countries, same kind of dealio. Canada, same kind of dealio. I mean, Canada's really only socialist thing is their medicine, and that's like, I mean, if you're fine living with a tumor in your body for 13 months, you can get a free x-ray. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
That's a reference to a recent viral post. Like, I'm referencing one lady's specific case there. I'm not
Right.
trying to generalize too much with that one, but yeah.
That's interesting.
There's like a bunch of socialist...
That's crazy.
There's a bunch of socialism that exists in the world, and that's largely been good and okay. But what you can't do is have like a whole country dedicated to anti-democratic principles, at least on the surface of it. I don't get why all these kids who read a out of context quote from Marx twice in college, they read these out of context quotes, they get it in their heads. That Viva la revolution.
They really do. I don't understand it either.
It's-
That's why I was just like, I was watching this guy. I was like, you do know that they're not good. That they did a lot of bad shit, right? Like if the Allies had actually defeated the Bolsheviks there, history would have changed.
Yeah,
there'd be less death in Russia.
Well, there wouldn't have been a second World War, first of all. So jot that down. We would probably.
No Stalin.
We would probably be. We would, as a human civilization worldwide, we would be a starfaring civilization. If it wasn't for the Bolsheviks.
Crazy, dude.
So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Anytime you wonder why your life's bad, you can blame the Bolsheviks.
Okay, great. Blame the Red Army.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I just thought that was interesting that he pointed it out and I was like, yeah, you're kind of right. It never has really been able to get off the ground. But at the same time, it's like, for good reason.
Yeah, we went over this recently, but it bears repeating that these concepts, they have been tried. And the way it works is they always get up to the step where the party assumes control of something, at which point the party is supposed to go away, and then nobody has it, and then everybody has it simultaneously. It's the real fucking Heisenberg uncertainty principle of politics. It is like the Higgs boson of states.
Right. Okay. Well, state of matter, you know?
Yeah. I can tell you how fast it's going, I can't tell you where it is. I can tell you where it is, but fuck if I know how fast it's going. That type shit.
Type shit, bro.
You know?
For real.
I'm just a YN telling Unc about physics.
It's no cap, bro.
Speak on it, Unc.
Dude, we're actually both unks. Like, we can't. Neither of us are Lions anymore.
Nah, I'm YN. Shit.
I like to think of myself as a YJ, a young juicer.
No.
It's a DVD thing. It's a DVD thing. You wouldn't understand.
I don't need to understand to say no.
You thought I was going somewhere else with that at first.
Everyone else did too.
He's young juicer, dude. These guys that think they're so good at DVD, and you're like, fuck you, dude.
Bruh.
Anyway, well, I thought that was fun.
Hell yeah.
Talking about some overlooked moments of history.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad to hear you didn't succumb, by the way. I need you guys to remember that anytime you think you hear a socialist or a communist start to make compelling points, realize that they've read less than one book in their entire life. They probably don't know how to tie their shoes, and they drink gasoline recreationally.
You got any gas? Can I get a squirt of gas? Dude. Bro.
These people are like unbearably retarded. And just don't let yourself get fooled by the most foolish. Please, I'm begging you. I implore you. I beseech of thee.
Yeah, we gotta find something, but it's not that.
Yeah. No, we've already found it. There's no better way of doing stuff than we do it now.
Well, see, that's the problem, though. Because they want to keep doing it like we're doing it now. And we need to stop doing it like we're doing it now. We just talked about this. About replacements and stuff. Like, we don't want all that. Let's slow down the economy a little bit. No problem with that. Let's live in a country that works for us. So why do we need to bring in a bunch of people because we're not making enough babies?
True.
Just to make our quota or whatever, you know. Anyway, I digress. I have a fun topic to talk about with you today.
Oh, is that so?
And it comes straight from the mouth of one of our favorite influencers, Northernlion.
Oh, okay. Now I'm excited. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
He had this to say about 40-year-old men. I don't know if you saw this clip or not.
Okay.
He's had this to say about 40-year-old men. He said, a 40-year-old man who has never been married is a red flag And a 40-year-old man that's been divorced once is a green flag.
Yeah, I actually remember.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said that a man that's been divorced twice, it gets you get more red flags as you get more divorces. But with just one divorce, you're actually doing good. Better than the guy that has no marriages.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with a little bit of caveat on there.
Okay.
Obviously, every situation is different, but still speaking in the generally, red flag if there isn't also, for this never married guy, it's still a red flag unless there was one, like, very serious long-term relationship in there that just didn't work out for some reason.
Well, that's called common law marriage, right?
I guess. It depends on your fucking jurisdiction or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Especially given what marriage is in this day and age. Like, it's... Like, having gone through a licensing and then a commensurate dissolving of the license process, I mean, something can happen without the licensing and delicensing in a similar level of commitment. So if this 40-year-old guy never been married, has had a serious long-term relationship once.
What do you consider long-term like that?
A couple years at least.
How many's a couple?
Or we're talking like minimum 2.
So just a 2-year relationship?
Minimum 2. That's when stuff really starts to get going and settled in and figured out. But like a 3 to 5 year relationship maybe.
Yeah. That seems more long-term to me.
But
I guess 2 is pretty long.
But yeah, no. If this is a 40-year-old who's never been married, and he's like a serial dater, or perhaps as Steve Carell famously portrayed, a virgin. I guess if it's the virgin, that's not. It goes back the other way, and it becomes a green flag again.
It does?
Yeah, because like. The problem with serial daters, right, is eventually you get to a very cynical point. You become very jaded, right, by that process. Like, it just strips your soul bare, leaves you raw, leaves you feeling nasty and dirty and hateful. You have all these ideas that you project onto the new partners that you meet. That's like one of the hardest. The older I get, that's like the hardest part of meeting new people. It's just like I found fucking. How many people am I constantly being compared to or having past flaws projected onto me that aren't even my own, but that this other person is carrying in and then projecting onto me because they haven't processed their past trauma.
This is getting really real. Holy shit. Yeah.
It's got me to the point where I'm just like, no, I can't do this. Especially because I step outside of myself, I've definitely done it before, but like, if I don't stop myself, I'm doing that same thing anyway, right? So it's not like I'm a perfect little angel over here either. Like, why am I setting out to engage in this like shadow psyche mecha battle with a person who like, how long is it going to even take me how long is it going to take me to get to this actual person while all that's going on?
Stripping through all the protection firewalls.
And then at the end of all that, then you get to find out whether or not you even like that person, let alone love them, let alone want to commit X amount more of your time to them. No, that sounds fucking exhausting.
God.
So I'm out here waiting for like a Hallmark movie kind of moment.
Well, his thing was that if you've at least been married once, someone took a shot on this guy. Someone thought he was the guy for them and married that guy. And then they got divorced, right? Because, accidents, things happen. Whereas the unmarried guy, no one took a shot on him. I was like, I was just thinking, I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And he was like, Chad. He's like, Chad, I'm talking about when you're 40. I'm not talking about. And I was like, even still, bro. I feel like that's fucked up judgment. Nothing wrong with that 40-year-old guy that has been married. Nothing wrong with him.
Cope.
Nothing wrong with that guy.
Cope and seethe. and mauled.
Something way worse with a guy that's been divorced 10 times by the time he's 40, okay?
Yes. Yeah, that is heavy. That's heavy work, dude. That's...
Guy was clocking into the marriage factory.
10 times by 40. That is every 2.5 years. Every 2.5 years you're changing your marital status. Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
10 times was kind of a joke, but yeah. It's a bit of an exaggerated number, but yeah.
You know what? Forget all these orgies. Lily Phillips, we need you to get on this. I want you to be the most divorced woman of all time.
Let's get her married. Let's get her in some... Wait till marriage.
Yeah, we're combining this with the Northernlion principle. You could make 100 guys feel way better about themselves for much longer than just the 5 minutes they're inside you.
More like the 30 seconds, but yeah. For the 1,000 guy day.
Well, I think they were billed as being able to get 5, and then they didn't. Most of them did not get their 5, which is very understandable. Really,
it's not fair, dude. It's not fair.
For the point of the bit, we're gonna highlight
the guys that did get 5. It wasn't fair that the other guys got 3. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's fuck yeah.
I was like, bro. I was like, I don't know about that, bro. I feel like the unmarried guy, he's okay too. Sometimes you don't find that person until after you're 40. What's wrong with that?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure?
Sure. No.
So after you're 40, you just lose hope?
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, after like 23, you should lose hope. Okay.
There it is. There it is, guys. There's the true meaning of Christmas right there.
If what I've seen people share from Instagram is anything to go off of, if you don't have a Lambo by 20, you're not even trying.
Yeah. If you're not making $1 million by the age of 22, you're gonna need to watch this. This fucking whatever clip they do afterwards. Oh man, that just reminds me of that TikTok that I sent you. I sent everybody the whose hoinky sploinky ass was walking like this, and he walked like Don Quixote, like.
He hit the John Lennon new boot goof.
Yes, the John Lennon picture. If you can picture that, insert this.
Yeah.
You know exactly what we're talking about. Which is funny because you hate John Lennon.
Well, John Lennon can't like him that much because he didn't like women. He's got a whole song about it. Can't say the title. You can look it up if you want to.
Was this after he was married or before he was married?
It was when he was with Yoko. Yeah. So yeah, just
trash human being.
Look up what he thought women were in the world.
Maybe we'll finally know what a woman is.
The world may never know.
Dude, is there a definition for a man?
Who cares about men, dude?
So true.
Dude, all you need to know about guys is that dudes rock.
Dudes rock, okay. Well, anyway. I thought that was inflammatory, what he said.
Brother, you're coming for NL on my podcast?
I'm not coming for him. I'm just like, Jesus. You agree, is what it sounds like.
Well, yeah, and like a lot of great clipped content, it has a kernel of truth to it. Like, and him the way when you broke down his explanation of it, if you're like, it logically follows. If you are thinking like that, it gives you the steps he got. So I'm like, yeah, makes sense. Would I say it's the gospel truth? I don't know.
I mean, what about if you just never found the right person?
I mean, statistically, you found the right person in high school, and you made a mistake by not staying with them your whole life. Like, they polled people on this. They've done studies.
This is horrible news, and I think I'm gonna go cry later.
Yeah, the entirety of modern dating discourse is a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Turns out the way that we did it for all of human history was pretty good.
Fuck!
Get owned. But hey, at least we have apps now.
Apps?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we got smartphones.
And fucking fucker, and sucker. What are the new apps called?
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
There's Tinder, Grinder, fucker, sucker.
What are you saying? Sucker, I don't even know her, dude.
Thank you. Very good.
Oh, jeez.
What else do you got for me, man?
I think you got something for me.
What do you want to hear about?
You were ranting about Tesla burnings earlier.
Oh, dude, I'm getting so sick of these fucking Dems, dude. They're having rallies about burning Teslas now.
Yeah, because, like, they were the ones that were all for the Green New Deal and everyone getting an electric car.
Yeah.
Right?
But now that politic color red and president color orange, they hate everything they used to stand for. They're literally willing to burn it down. I guess I don't feel like we've covered this on the show necessarily, but just to fully loop everybody in, there's like a spree of Tesla vandalisms. People are keying them, they're smashing shit into them, they're purposely, in some cases, they're purposely getting into full car accidents with people who are driving Teslas.
That's horrible.
They're firebombing Cybertrucks. A couple of the Tesla factories have been firebombed as well. And now, I guess we're in rally season. I guess fucking the weather's starting to heat up. They said, what pick are you going to recreate? They're going to rallies now. Bernie just had one unrelated to all this nonsense. But he just had 30,000 people show up to a rally that he did. Why is he rallying? I don't know. His seat's not in jeopardy. There's no way that he's going to make it to the presidency. He's not going to make it to 2028 politically. He's probably going to hit a wall here in a little bit and slow down. And he deserves that.
He reserves retirement.
Yeah.
Bro's been doing shit since the civil rights movement.
He's fought the good fight long enough. Rest, brother, rest.
But I will say, though, it feels like we're going to get a new political party.
Kind of.
You know how, like, the Whigs and, like, all that shit, you know, like, we've had other political parties in this country. It feels like the Dems are swallowing up on themselves and we're going to get something new.
Yeah, I mean, they're tripling down.
And they're, like, the oldest political party. Dems have been around since the beginning.
Yeah.
We had the Federalists of the Dems, then we had the Whigs of the Dems, and now we got the Republicans of the Dems.
And it's, regardless, I mean, that's a different point than the one I'm making, although I will say, I think you're right. I don't, the party leadership is refusing to change at all and sort of tripling down on all the stuff that lost them this last election.
Just being, like, too radical and not caring about the stuff they need to care about.
So, yeah, I would say that's a pretty, it's not a sure bet, but it's a pretty safe bet to make. That's an interesting observation.
I do have something to bash on Republicans with.
Oh, freaking, I'm sure. What?
This is the only chance you'll ever get to do this, by the way, guys. There is a pedophile Republican state senator in Minnesota. I can't remember his name. It's like Justin Eichmann, I think, or something like that. Or Justin Eicher, or I can't remember. Dude got sting operation for trying to meet with a 16-year-old girl.
Damn.
So, there you go, guys. Kick him while he's down. Go say some shit to this guy. He fucking posted like a picture of like a girls basketball team from Minnesota. It was like, congrats, you know, and like all that. And I was like, there's ulterior motives here now.
That's not good.
Yeah, bro has a wife and kids. Likes to talk about them a lot.
Jesus Christ.
And was soliciting minors for sex. Allegedly. It is alleged still. I don't think it's gone through court yet.
Alright. Well, anyway, I only brought up the Bernie rally just to show that people are, it's rally season.
It's the only Republican you'll ever get to make fun of for being a pedophile.
Yeah, the rest of them you can make fun of for being gay. Anyway.
Yikes, dude.
But people are rallying now, and on the back of all this Tesla violence, they're saying the loud part out loud at this point. The most recent one that I saw pictures from, like, they had signs that said "Burn Teslas." There were some clips of speakers advocating that people go out and do as much damage to Teslas as possible. And keep in mind, this accomplishes nothing politically, right?
Well, it makes you look like a fucking Makes you look bad.
Yeah, it accomplishes nothing for
You're
you.
burning people's property.
Yeah, it accomplishes nothing for you politically.
Makes you a criminal.
To a lot of people, it is. It's going to make people be supportive of Tesla and therefore Musk in the face of, well, whoever's against Tesla are these violent criminals. So I mean,
imagine you have a Cybertruck. Imagine you're a guy that lives in Texas. You own a Cybertruck, and it gets bombed. It gets firebombed. It's not my car. Like that's not. It's not an okay thing to do in this society. To blow up people's property. It's not cool. I mean, if you go to the Tesla dealership or the Tesla factory when no one's there, maybe that's still a crime, but at least you're not burning someone's personal effects. Like if you steal from Target, I'm not going to be that upset with you. You stole from the big corporation,
Also, Target's not going to be that upset with you until your total lifetime theft racks up to felony amount.
Oh, well.
You can steal about $900 of stuff across multiple Targets before you have any issues.
Well, that's $900, right? The Teslas cost way more than that. So you've already done way worse by getting rid of a Tesla. So, but if you burn someone's personal car, that's getting into accidents with Teslas, purposefully driving your car into another car because you don't like that car. What are we gonna do? Start blowing up VW Bug Beetles next? VW Beetles.
Shit.
I'm going after Jettas.
I mean, the world kind of did what libs are doing right now with Teslas, because it's not the cars that they don't like, right? It's the people behind the cars.
It's the one guy.
The guy who's taking credit for the cars, really. But that's a whole different point.
True.
And I was saying we already did that to the people behind Volkswagen. See both world wars. See the fallout from both world wars and the way that certain countries got treated in the fucking closing treaties. We already gave Volkswagen their licks. But
okay, right. So we should be going for someone else. I see Hyundai. Yeah. I'm blowing up every Hyundai Sonata in a 36-mile radius.
How about Kias, dude?
Not the Kia Soul.
Dang on, Kias is too. If you go after Kias like this, it's two birds stoned at once, right? Because they're the easiest possible cars to steal.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard about the Kia Boys trend?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's quite as rampant as it was like a year or so ago, but because they're so easy to steal, these like youths, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Talking about youths? Okay.
Yeah. But,
adolescents?
But yeah, they'll go out, spring a Kia, joyride it, fucking wreck it, leave it. It's whatever. And Kia owners don't even really care that much because it costs like $2 and a stick of gum to get a Kia.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
They're relatively cheap. They're the cheapest fucking cars that at least Americans have access to.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So there's odds are you see a Kia 50% of the time somebody stole it anyway. So it's not like you're hurting somebody's livelihood.
Is that the other stone? Is that the Kias are expensive?
No. So it's like,
is it the fact that they're Korean?
well, no, they suck. They're bad cars, so it's good to get them off the road in general. Two, you're handicapping a criminal. Not like literally causing them to have handicaps, but you're stopping them from going and doing more crime. These Kia boys, they out here wilding with guns. YN's pulling up on Unc like.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused now. What is going on? Okay, hold on.
T.S. Brazy.
So by burning Kias instead of Tesla, we're stopping organized crime. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're stopping gang violence. The kind of gang violence caused by children growing up in fatherless homes.
Okay, so we should get rid of Kias, not Teslas.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, great. Now, I think the best political statement you can make is if you buy a Tesla and then burn it. Then it's your property, it's you decide what you do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're gonna destroy a Tesla, I think the correct way to do that is to drive it into the ocean.
Give the car battery back to the ocean.
Yeah. Gotta charge the electric eels.
Yeah, we gotta charge them up, dude. How else do they get it?
Poseidon demands his piece. Dang all dang. Guys, now you just got me thinking about Northernlion.
Did I?
I'm still stuck there.
Yeah. Your head is pretty smooth.
Yeah, I'm low T at Northernlion. Thank you. Yeah, I have less hair than he does.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He gets called bald a lot, like because obviously. But nah, man's kind of low key jacked. Man's kind of low key fit as hell. He grinds it out on the Peloton daily.
Nice.
I aspire to be him in many ways.
Good for you, Doug. Good for you.
He's a fantastic guy. What can I say?
Yeah.
He's very fun. He's wise. He's got a lot of wisdom.
Yeah, he says 40-year-olds that have been divorced once are a green flag.
I feel pretty good about that.
I'm sure you do, Doug. I'm sure you do.
Is that like podcast knowledge? Is that
What?
well, it's gonna be now
Yeah.
that I am in the category of divorced people. So yes, of course I feel good about that.
All right.
It's a pretty interesting thing to be. Like it is a little bit. It can be a little bit of a mindfuck if you go like if you sit with it and you think about it too wrong. If you think about it wrong or weird or whatever, you can really like start to spin yourself out about it. But it is a completely different like track that you're on compared to other people. So it's kind of cool in that way.
Is it? You're on a different track?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, just think about it like this, right?
Uh-huh.
You have your path in life, okay? Sometimes that path merges with other people's paths, and sometimes it diverges. And people who haven't walked your road or stepped into your shoes, per se, they can only imagine what it would feel like rather than know what it feels like to them.
Right. Empathy versus sympathy.
I guess. Those are lib-coded buzzwords.
Empath. I walk into Chernobyl. Something bad happened here. Look, dude. I get what you're saying, okay? I get what you're saying. Everyone's course of life is different, and some people do share similar backgrounds with other people. So, like, you could probably feel some sort of commisery or, you know, have some sort of shared experiences with some other people, but at the same time, you also have non-shared, you have experiences that other people don't have.
Yeah.
So, and it's altered your course. So, I get that.
I mean, sometimes as an unk, I look at a YN with his little girlfriend. And I
You
think
just said you're not an unk earlier. You're definitely an unk.
say he doesn't
You're
know,
literally an unk.
I say he doesn't know anything about TS. Oh, I found out. We're cracking the code on Gen Alpha slang, right? I found out that I got TS wrong. TS, the kids are saying that it's just this.
Oh, it's not type shit?
I mean, I think for a little while there, some like older Gen Zs like me were using it for type shit, but no, all the alphas are they're posting out being like they don't feel like typing the HI in this. They took the high out of this. What the fuck's up with that?
It's weird.
That's like taking fucking THC out of weed.
This is one syllable. TS is 2 syllables. What are we talking about here, guys?
Yeah.
I guess it's easier to type than say.
The thing is, it's not even easier to type. Fucking, it's the same amount of effort to type.
Basically, I mean, you're getting rid of 2 letters.
Yeah, well, think about it operationally. Like these days, thumb typing on a QWERTY, right? THIS.
You guys couldn't see it,
TS.
but you did it pretty accurately.
It's and then there's like TS, like
You're just getting the right thumb out of it.
yeah. Unless you're doing purely the fucking swipey texty crap, which
Left thumb only unlocked.
talk about freaks who should
the people that swipe to
those people disgust me.
The fact that my keyboard even lets me do it makes me upset.
And if you're listening and you do that, you're excluded from this. And I think you're awesome. And I'm impressed because I can never figure it out. But those people disgust me.
That's like people that back into parking spots. What's wrong with you?
I mean, hold on, okay? If you're doing
it's a personal ick, okay?
If you're doing it and it makes sense to do, or you don't have to put a bunch of effort into making, if you're not insisting on doing it, then it's cool. But if you're the guy who's like, yeah, I just always back into stuff, or like, if that's the only way you do it, hell no, dude.
Okay.
That stings.
I'm glad we're on this page together. Good, because it just makes you look like a freak Bob,
Yeah, man.
Like,
and don't get me wrong, it's nice not to have to back out of a spot for sure. But there are situations where it makes sense. But if that's your thing, if you're the guy who always does that, fucking get a hobby or something.
Yeah, do something else, man.
Like, have you tried jacking off? That's a guy who's a little backed up.
Have you tried just sitting on the couch for a little bit?
You need to go take a poop.
Oh shit! Those people that are just back into spots. That's the way they park. I'm just like, oh. For some reason it icks me. It irks me. I don't know why.
It's also, damn, dude. You saying that you have icks is giving me massive concerns for like multiple reasons. That is way too feminine of a thing to say. That is
in touch with my feminine side.
That is so lady-pilled.
I'm a lid. I'm in touch with my feminine side.
Oh, this guy. Get a load of this. Can you believe this guy?
Oh my god, white guy sayings, go with the comeback. Get a load of this guy.
Newsflash, bucko.
You must think I'm stupid if I'm gonna say I'm a woman.
See, we rejected that at the ballot box.
Yeah, we did. Well, no, but I guess we did.
That's honestly my favorite comeback. Ever since the election, right? That's been a snappy little comeback, a little clapback, if you will. Probably my favorite one I've seen in the past 5 years. I'm like, that one rules. It's like, blank was rejected at the ballot. We rejected this at the ballot box. Because it's like, as a response, it is like so lib-coded itself that it's like full on like Aaron Sorkin tier snark. And it's being delivered at the very same people that would want to talk like that.
Yes, it is.
It's so good.
Yeah, because it's lib-coded and you're using it against liberals.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, we rejected racism at the ballot box.
Actually, democracy won. Where's my king?
Yeah, actually,
fucking however many episodes in a row of me calling for the reinstitution of monarchy.
Hell yeah. Honestly, base system of government.
It's the best.
You know who to blame.
Ooh. Not too loudly, else you'll face the stocks.
The knights will come. Hear ye, hear ye! We heard there was dissent among the INH podcast. It's like, oh shit.
Dude.
Fucking, the trumpets are outside. Oh shit! And we're like packing up the meth den, like the meth lab, like, oh shit!
We get burned at the stake. That'd be a great way to go. But here on this show, we always go out with a parting shot. So
that is true.
Why don't you hit me with one of those, brother?
You're kidding. It's not that time.
Oh, it very much is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I guess. This might be a short one, brother.
I mean, by our standards.
By our standards. By our standards. Not by the internet standards. So, my fellas, and my ladies in the chat right now. You know where to find me. Twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411. Mondays and Tuesdays, Dead by Daylight. Come check it out. Parting shot this week. I mean, this is kind of old news at this point, but there was this great show that came on like last year, an anime that released. It was Vinland Saga Part 2. And in that, I learned, like, that show, like, that, it had a very good message. And that message is, I have no enemies. Alright? You need to understand that in this world, it's just people, just like you and me, you know, with different perspectives. You have no enemies, you know?
Damn. Fucking. Oh, shit. I'm not gonna step on that.
I'm just saying, you have no enemies.
Let that one hang as is. That's pretty. That's something to sit on. That's something to sit with.
People need to come together, you know, work together.
Hell yeah. Anyway, over here, you already know it's your boy Dog B. Another hit tweet week blew up in the replies of Boltzmann Booty. That was pretty good, calling out some Reddit behavior. And then somebody tried to reply to me and being like, what does this even mean? As if it's not common knowledge what Reddit behavior is. It's not my job to educate you. So yeah, things is
Classic bad boy internet bad boy behavior.
Yeah, just, you know, business as usual. Follow me on X if you want to.
Yeah, ladies, if you want a bad boy.
Yeah. In terms of a parting shot, gonna leave you with a little bit of philosophy myself. Something for you to ponder and consider. But think about this, man. Horses are the seahorses of the land. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Pretty good, right?
I think my brain just shit a little bit.
Dude, well, you know, change that cranial nappy when you can. Don't let it get too stinky. Then you'll have stinky thoughts.
I was trying to say brain fart goes into a brain shit, basically, but yeah.
Yeah, and the brain shit lands in the brain diaper. We all know this. And what we also all know is that you always have to carry water, chop wood, and most importantly,
Xiao Hong Shu.
Like a trumpet, should I be feeling bad?